Winter holiday in Alaska? What, am I crazy? Is there anything to do in Alaska? What about the dark days and the dark nights and the freezing cold temperatures? Well, follow along with me and let's see what there is to do if you visit Alaska in the winter. After I arrived in Anchorage, I was lucky enough to find a company called Alyeska Outdoor Adventures. The company is run by Jonas and his wife Celeste, which is great because they acted as my personal tour guide during my stay. I certainly didn't want to risk driving in the snow myself. I didn't want to waste any time, so my adventure started that very night. Jonas and Celeste took me to a place called Westchester Lagoon, where we did some midnight ice skating. Yes, you heard me right. Ice skating at midnight. Unfortunately, Alyeska Outdoor Adventures now only does summer tours. A beautiful drive through the Talkeetna Mountains, and we arrived at Hatcher Pass for some cross-country skiing. We skied near an old gold mine called Independent Mine.
Find some dogs that love to run. When I make my selection, gonna pick a direction. I don't even care which one. We will race in the midnight.
What's a winter Alaskan vacation without trying something called hooky bobbing? Lucky for me, I met some locals in Anchorage who took me for a ride I would never forget. Hooky bobbing.
Northern lights are dancing on the ice and snow. That cold north wind is howling through the trees. In my wolfskin parka like an Eskimo, I ain't even worried that I freeze.
I didn't think my trip would be complete if I didn't experience some ice fishing, so off to Beer Can Lake I went. Since I'm so passionate about hiking, a trip to Anchorage wouldn't have been complete without a hike up Flat Top Mountain, and I'm so glad I did. Part of the Chugach State Park, Flat Top Mountain had sweeping views of the valley below. Typically, you would climb this in the summer months and not when it's covered in snow like this, but hey, I'm here on a winter adventure.
Oh! Glissading off a flat top. Yeah! Jonas! Don't get out of control! Oh, blizzard! Ah, rocks! Dang, that's gorgeous. We just came from the very top.
The 2-hour drive from Anchorage to Seward was amazing, with spectacular views. The road we were on passes between the shorelines of Turnagain Arm and the peaks of the Chugach Mountains, then continues through the Kenai Peninsula. If you're planning a trip to Alaska in the winter, I highly recommend going toward the end of February. There are so many things happening during this time. Fur Rendezvous, or Fur Rondy as the locals call it, is Alaska's biggest winter festival. It celebrates winter and life on the last frontier. In the past, the festival coincided with the time the miners and trappers came to town. Now you can see people like John Eric Thompson, my brother, and his wife Tammy and their 9 children as they compete in the snow sculpture contest. Look for him if you're there. He's the one with the religious statue. There's a lot going on in Anchorage around this time. Some events include a cornhole competition, photo contest, a blanket toss, a costume fun run, carnival, sled dog races, and ice bowling, to name a few. And you certainly wouldn't want to miss running with the reindeer. The fur auction has been a part of the Fur Rondy from the very beginning. As a matter of fact, the festival was named after the fur trade. Back in the day, fur trading was Alaska's 3rd most valuable commerce. You wouldn't want to miss the Miners and Trappers Ball. It's a chance to dress up or dress in costume. I was able to whip up a quick deer costume while I was there, but due to the fierce competition, sadly I didn't win the costume contest. You have to witness the Mr. Furface contest, the Alaska State Championship Beard and Mustache competition. There are some things that you'll only find in Alaska. Next stop is the great and majestic Alyeska Ski Resort. For those of you who don't ski or snowboard, the drive alone makes the trip to Alyeska worthwhile. Be sure to look along the rocky crags of the Chugach Mountains on your left to spot bald eagles and Dall sheep. Skiing here is definitely not for beginners. Chair 6 goes up to a whopping 2,750 feet from sea level. A little over a half hour from downtown Anchorage is the trail to Thunderbird Falls. This is a gorgeous 1.8-mile hike through a birch forest. The falls were frozen when I was there, but I got a beautiful sampling of hoarfrost. I have to say it again, it won't be a true Alaskan winter vacation unless you experience the Iditarod. have to say, this was probably the best trip I've ever taken in the winter. There was so much to do, both day and night, especially for an outdoor enthusiast like myself. Even with close to 300,000 people, downtown Anchorage still had a very small town feel to it. I will definitely be back to visit in the winter. Cheers for now.